Links, we shall look at how to style images. Let's dive in. Now we shall create a project. Okay, I'll create our index file. And the CSS file. We can get our structure and we connect our HTML. Okay. Move this. Okay. What happens is we shall get an image to work with. We get about 2 images, 3. I'll paste them directly here. I'll create a folder and I can say images. Inside this folder I'll paste my images. So I have 3 images in this folder. So we shall have a div. Let's have a div, and inside this div I'll put an image and say images. I can put this. I will create another div, and inside this div I'll put an image. I'll put this. Let's go live and see. Okay, so this is what we have. I have this. How many images do I have? It is looking so small. Okay, okay. Okay, and we'll get this. Let's see. Okay, we have 2 images here. So how do we style these images? First, we have what we call resizing, whereby we give images width and height. And so I will give this, I will say container 1, and then you say this is container 2. So I will head to my styles. I want style the body just like I was doing previously. I'll just right away get the container. Container 1. Inside container 1 I need access to the image, and I'll give it a width of, let's say, 100 pixels. So when I give it width of 100%, it takes up the width of the container. And if I width of 100 pixels, it will appear like this. Let me give it about 500 pixels, and I will have something like that. So another property I do have is max width. And what does max width do? Max width sets a maximum width for this image, and I can say maybe 500 pixels. I will have the same thing. And the other is height. Let me give it a max width of this, and I'll give it a height of auto. Height auto maintains the aspect ratio of the image, and we shall still have that. Then I have rounding corners. I can decide to give this image round corners. I use what we call border radius. I will say border radius, I can say 20 pixels, and I think I need an image with a background. Let me check. I need an image with a background. I need an image with a background. Let's use this. Let's use this car. Okay, let's use this, even this. Let's take these, and I will have these in the images folder. So okay, I have this, and I will have to remove this in container 1. I will get this. Let's check. Okay, so border radius does this. Previously it was without the border radius. We have something like this with sharp edges. So when I add border radius, when I do add border radius and aspect ratio, and height, I will have this. So what if I want it rounded? I do have what we call border radius of 50%. 50% will make it round. This image is not a perfect square, but then it tries to bring it out. I have another image. Here. I have one image. Okay, this image, let me insert this here. I think it's this first one. Yeah, so when I apply border radius for this, it makes it round because this image is a perfect square. Let me remove this. And originally, happens also not to bring out what I want, but then we get the idea. It does this round, and I will get back this. Call it container 2, and I will give it back to the car. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll get this back, the car back. So what happens is I have border radius, and I can target this through container 2. Is it container 2? Container 2. So container 2, I give it a width of that and height of that and border radius of that. So I will have something like this. That is the border radius, that is the rounding corners. Then we can add borders on our image. I can say border, I can say 5 pixels, I can say solid, and I say black. So when I do that, I will have 30 pixels solid black. I can onto this, let me add a border. Okay, I will add a border of 5 pixels. Let me give it dotted and violet. Okay, and for that I will have something like this. So when I to show you the border radius of 50% onto this, you see those dots will round it, and I'll just add this back, and you will see these dots are around it, meaning it is a perfect circle. So what happens is we have what we call box shadows. adding box shadows, and on the image I can maybe use this. I say box shadow. The box shadow, I can say I have 5 pixels, and by 5 pixels by, I can say 15 pixels, text in RGBA. Let me hope I'm right. And I can first have 0 on the right, 0, 0, and 0. They should be 3, 4, they should be 4. Make this about 0.5. This is on container 2, and this is it. On the right I will have a shadow of about 0.5. Let me adjust this to about 3, make it big. So we have such shadows around our images. This applies to containers as well, divs and boxes. You can as well use the same properties. Let me add onto this. Let me add onto this first image, and we do have this box shadows around it. Next thing is we can add filters. We can add filters. Let's use this last image in which file are we? This is the index. Let me close this. Okay, I will add, we can add filters onto the first image. We can say a filter, and we say grayscale. We can give it, if we say 100%, that is black and white, I think you can see. And originally it is, which color is it? It's blue. 100% is black and white, and we have what we call also brightness. We can add brightness, brightness. It's okay, I add the filter property, and then we can add blur, and blur can be, you can add about 5 pixels and to be a bit blur. We can then add also brightness. We can let's add on to this filter brightness. We can give it about 100% as well. Let's see, this is so bright, we need to see it before. Let's first, okay, this is brightness is on the last one, and we have this. When we add brightness of 100, it becomes so bright. Really, can we add 50% and we see brightness of about 50%? Yeah, it will reduce. Yeah, let me just pin this here aside. Okay, I have this also in the side. We need to see it in action. Okay, I need to see it in action. Brightness 50%, 100%, 100%. Should we refresh? Okay, it changes, right? Okay, 150, too bright. Yeah, this is it. This is how we deal with filters. So then we have image as a background, but then we looked at that at some point. I think we looked at image backgrounds, how to use images in the background. But then we shall proceed to let's proceed to hover effects. what happens when you hover over the image. We shall come onto this container too. We have this property whereby we have image. Let's select another image. Let's apply to all images, and we can say this image on hover, it should have the following properties. I didn't want to look at this before I go through it, but then let's do it. We have transform. We can transform at a scale of 1 to 1. We can transform at a scale of 1 to 1, and let's see, on hover we can transform at a scale of this. I think you can see. Okay, and we can add something. We can add transition of about, it should lay for about we can give it 0.5 seconds. We can say we have different, we have is in, is out. Let's say is in, and when you hover, see, it lags, it delays for about 0.5 seconds. In is in, that is in. Let's try is out, and this, see, okay, this is transition. This is transition, it's the time it takes to transform. So this is it. We add transform and transition. We shall look at transform, translate, and transitions in another episode, but then this is it for images, and this is it. Thank you. Subscribe, hit the bell button for more. We have a lot here. I have a lot here for you. If you haven't followed from the beginning, kindly check out